Alright, so in today's video, we are watching a silver tank. We're gonna see how they play, how everything's been going this season so far in Season 9. Obviously, a lot has changed. So we're gonna see how everything goes, see how this silver tank is doing, and if this tank, this Zenyatta, is as good as I've seen Zenyatta in a lot of ranks. Subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't by hitting that subscribe button. Alright, here we go. Let's see how this goes. Got a silver Zenyatta. How's Farah been in a lot of ranks? Ooh, 69 HP there. Using cover, I like this. I like this. Need a lot less Farah Mercy. Makes sense. I mean, you don't need that as much now with the new Farah playstyle. So far, you're certainly playing Zenyatta. Your team hasn't even gone through the choke. Look at this. This is a treat. So far, I don't really have anything to say on like what you can do here. I said to make sure people in Discord, you're doing fine. I don't see anything. You're playing cover. You're playing behind walls. You're generally keeping your orb up. I don't have anything yet. If you're wondering what that little, I'll show you in a second, chat. If you're wondering what like that little sign below them is, it means you can't Discord them anymore because there's a cooldown on Discord when you use it on somebody. I'll show you in a second. When Discord falls off somebody, I'll be ready to pause it. You see that right there? See this like symbol right here? This means that you can't be Discorded for this amount of time. So sometimes what I'll do as a tank is I'll actually get Discorded on purpose and then LOS to get the Discord off me and then give me like a 7-second window of still probably falling over immediately because of every shot hitting me, but at least I won't be Discord. So that's what that means right there if you see that, if you're playing Zen, or know that like this is how you can play around Zenyatta's Discord. I also want to see how Zenyatta is because Zenyatta's been like dominated in a lot of games. So to me, I'm very curious to see how this goes. No cleanse. You can be aggressive with your ult here if you want to. I wouldn't be afraid to ult this, if you need to. I noticed a bit of, it's okay to... What in the world was that? They have to be switching, right? They have to be switching. There's no way they're staying on Farah after that ultimate. There's no way. I was gonna say. No, that you know what that ult was? I'm switching? Okay. I'm actually gonna pause and ask this question to chat. Have you ever had the issue when you're playing where like you say you want to use your ultimate and then you get stuck on your hero the whole time because you're saving for your ultimate? Like you're like, okay, I'm gonna use my ult. I'm gonna use my ult. And then you keep like not being able to get your ult off. That is right there what you do. You go, I'm switching anyway. So your excuse is that you're switching and then you use your ultimate. So now you can switch instead of being stuck on the hero for the next 5 minutes. So sometimes, you know, you just gotta, hit your button and be like, I'm good. Because if you switch off anyway, you're only gonna get 15% ult charge back regardless. So heck yeah, just hit the button and have some fun. Or you get it off and then end up at 60% again. Yep. And it ends up on a rotation. So what's the best way to get to the new hero? You know, solo ult somebody on first point King's Row after you lose the point. And now you're on Junkrat. Because it gives the opponent ult charge? Yeah, but it gives me the ability to realize I use my ultimate and I can switch. I'm not saying it's a good play or the best play. I'm saying I know why they're doing it. That is very true though about like where you'll want to use your ultimate and then you want to switch and you use your ultimate and then you build your ultimate to 70%, so then you have to keep your ultimate and then you keep doing the same rotation. And then you never actually switch. What's the rank? This is a silver Zenyatta. And that ultimate's fine. You're just going based off of the buttons they're pressing. I think sometimes, and this is, I can tell you this much, this can happen in top 500 too. Or GM or champion now. Nice right click there. Good pre-fires. You've been playing Zen fairly well. There's this thing where you want to save your Zenyatta ultimate for like the perfect play, but then like you do that too much and then you never use your Zen ult, or then you can't, your Zen ult doesn't save him anyway. So it's okay to like use your Zen ult to guarantee an ultimate doesn't work for their team, but also be wary of like what ults they could have. For example, a strategy that can be used in ranks is like, hey, I have this ultimate, can we get Zenyatta ultimate? And then the soldier goes, yeah, let me ult, and that will get Zenyatta ultimate out. Soldier hits the ult button, Zenyatta immediately hits their Zen ult button, and then you lose that team fight because Genji comes and blades your team. You know what I'm saying? So like when you're playing Zenyatta, you have to kind of think about that. It's also very good practice, especially when you're playing Zenyatta or even like support in general, because like you can like when you're playing Kiriko and Bap, to start tracking what ultimates you think they have, so that way you can make a decision on when to use your. You can make a decision on when to use your ultimate, not based off of hearing a voice line of Soldier ultimate, but knowing like, oh, they have Sigma ult 2, I need to save them. You know what I'm saying? Alright, here we go. For the season 4, I've been having fun, yes. You know, currently in GM, kind of battling the... Apparently a lot of, like, top 500s in, like, GM right now. Like, GM5, GM4. I know some people have been, like, logging on alts to try to get up to, like... If their placements go well, they'll end up in, like, GM3 or GM2. But then it can still be a battle after that, so... I'll be honest with you, from a Zenyatta point of view, I think you've been playing fine. I think the only thing I see that you are struggling a little bit with Zen is that you're trying to hit scan too much. So, I have a YouTube short coming out talking about, like, differences and stuff. So, the way that it works with, like, leading a target is when you have projectile. So, hit scan will, if you aim at somebody, so, like, we'll go to this Junkrat. This Junkrat's vibing. If you're hit scan and you're aimed on them, it will go to where your bullets are going. If you're playing Zenyatta and you're aiming hit scan at them, but they're moving, you sometimes will miss. So you want to lead your shots. Like, you want to lead and, like, where you predict they're going to go, not where they are current, like, if they're currently at, if they're moving. If they're standing still, then obviously you can hit scan that as a projectile, but you know what I mean? Sometimes you're not really adjusting your aim or, like, leading your shots. I've noticed, not all the time, but sometimes. What do they have ult-wise? I'm okay with that. Good job backing away from the window, going for a quick right click. Oh, that BAP is challenging you, but good job. I will say your positioning's been fairly good. You've been spamming. You don't give them opportunity to make plays. Like I really don't. From like an actual just like, hey, things you can improve on. Like keep doing what you're doing. I would. That's random. You dying to a Junkrat right there has nothing to do with anything else. I would say that, like, Zen orbs are really fast, but, like, you still have to lead some of your shots. If you watch really good Zenyatas, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about, where they lead their shot. It's like, it just depends on the movement of the other player, right? Sometimes it can be easy if a player is just going in a straight line across. You can, like, kind of lead it. It just depends. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I really do like the position. You understand that using cover is important. You understand that, like, pre-firing corners with a right click is super important. Like, you're playing it well, right? You're keeping orb up on your teammates. You're trying to discord targets when you can. I think real talk, though, the number one thing you could work on, and I think will make a huge difference for you, is just remember you're playing a projectile hero. And when you do that, I think you'll be in a better spot. Well, I agree with what you're saying with not being pressured by anybody on their team. But I still don't think that takes away from their positioning. Like, I still think their positioning is very good. And, like, I don't think many people in Overwatch right now want to try to 1v1 as Zenyatta. Like, one hero I actually do. I don't mind 1v1 as, like, if I know it's just a Zen, is D.Va. I find that I'm actually able to get a lot of picks on Zenyatas. I just need to make sure I saw this correctly, just so I can see this correctly. Yep, absolute classic. Perfect, yep. No one saw that. Absolute classic. I mean, Zenyatta's good, by the way, too. Like, just in like reference to that, like Zenyatta is like very good right now. So you're seeing a very, 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 very strong hero being played. I still recommend Zenyatta to be played right now until there's like they make major changes to like Zen. Like Zen is just good, and if you can figure out that projectile speed and you can have good positioning, you're gonna have a good time. And then when your team, one thing you can also do, and this is like I wouldn't fully recommend to do this all the time. But if your team gets an advantage, don't be afraid to go up there 5v3, 5v4, and just become a tank. I'm not even kidding you. I am watching so... And keep in mind, I know I'm like... this is playing against a lot of like top 500 Zenyatas. But like as Zenyatta, you just have this ability to tank so much damage that like, you see what you're doing right now? They couldn't do anything to you, and you still have full HP. You see what I'm talking about? So don't be afraid to do what you just did right there. Even more so if you have a numbers advantage. And I'm not saying do it all the time. I'm not saying do it all the time, but there are opportunities to do that. Yeah, Zen is very, very good right now. And there you go. See? Dude, it ended up happening. You ended up being up there. You ended up being the tank, and you had a pretty good attack. Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. Like, also, just to give you an idea, this was a placement game, and this Zenyatta was people were saying about Zen. This Zenyatta was Silver 2 last season, and that wasn't a small sample size. That was Silver 2 last season with 128 games won. So this isn't like a Zenyatta who's like should be like who was previously in plat. Could be in plat though. Like I'm seeing very good Zenyatta gameplay from you, but like this Zenyatta was in Silver all last season with a very high sample size to go off of too. So just to give you an idea on that. Yeah, Discording people before you pop your ultimate. Harmony orbing people just to make sure like if somebody's out of range, like if somebody can't benefit from your Zen ult, all of that is a good habit to get into. Yeah, I gotta say like you're already on the right track with your positioning. Yeah, you already have the idea that like you're already down one. The best thing you can do is back up. You're keeping orb up on. Like this is good. This is good. I want you to still be in the habit of this type of positioning because there's so many times where you're surviving based off of that, and like you're not making it easy on that team. The other team is doing a good job of spamming you out. This is good. This is how you want. By the way, this right here, you see this distance is Zenyatta. When you start fights, this is how you want to do it. Now, I know I just recommended going in. That's when you have the numbers advantage, right? When your team can just go in and shred and take advantage of being up like 5v4, 5v3, but this is really good starter positioning. For anybody learning to play Zen, this is a good starter position right here. Like you start like this far back, you play these angles, you make it hard for them to get you. Next thing you know, you hit a random right click, boom. Team wins the team fight. Good Discord orb, team wins the team fight. Things like that. Who's good at the moment? I mean, I would say just play what you want to play, and go from there. Because there's a huge difference in how gameplay plays right now. Your shots will probably hit more. It also depends what role you play. I don't mind the ultimate. I think you're going to be hecked no matter what. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. I mean, you survived that. To give you an idea, by the way, there was no... In that situation, there was going to be no, like, incorrect way to use your Zen ultimate right away. Because the Soldier ult was already rolling your team to begin with. So if you didn't Zen ult the Soldier ult, you don't even get the situation. Then your teammates did a good job surviving that, and you won the team fight. So you made the right choice there on that ultimate. Even though we talked about, like, tracking what they have, they were trying to snowball you. Oh, they got the point. That's tough. I didn't realize I got the point. Oh, that's tough.
Life protects life.
I wouldn't even play the song on that one because I feel like it was so hard to get to the point with the Mayo. Hey, you've been playing well. I think your position is on the right track. This is good. Just work on your projectile aim. That will help a lot. That will also help your right clicks too. Launch it here. That's a Bastion who might go back to spawn. Oh, nope. You know what your teammates are doing a really good job of? Taking as much damage as possible. Like, that's what it feels like. Is it me or is your teammates just trying to find the best way to take as much damage as possible? And that's what's happening? That's what it seems like, right? They're like, wow, what way can I have as much damage? Okay, that's how I do it. Let me do that. Good ult. Very, very good ultimate. You might be able to win this now. Nice. Good job. I think that Mercy was just resetting. It's like some Mercies will what they'll do is they'll go off the side of the map here to wait for their teammates to peek them. At no point was anybody going to peek that Mercy. I think they were just going off the map to reset. Like, if you watch. Like, I think it was more of like a, we're going to lose this team fight, I'm going to reset. I think that's what was happening. Unless they were expecting to, yeah. Like, I mean, they're not winning that. That's what that is, see? No. They were... Maybe not. I think they wanted to, like, stay down below there and wait for somebody to come peek them. I think that's what was happening right there. Because otherwise, I think they would just went right off the map and reset. By the way, that necessarily isn't the worst play if you're playing Mercy there. It just needs to be, like, communicated. Like, I'm gonna, like... I've seen some really good Mercies be able to play that. Are you still able to... I don't know if you're able to still, but weren't you able to, like... attach to the target below, not like with the beam, but you could like use the momentum to like fly down there. I forgot what it was. There was some type of play you could do where like you could like Guardian Angel to like your teammates below there. Like you're not going to be able to heal them, but it lets you like stay there for a while. I've seen some really good Mercies. Like I just don't know if that's the same tech exists. Yeah, picking whose Discord, it helps a lot too. That is very, very good. It does, okay, it does do that? Okay, so so that's what I thought. So that also is what the Mercy might be able to do, but then maybe they couldn't get to their teammates. So there's definitely some plays you can do there to survive. Like, I get the idea behind it. It just requires your teammates also, like, recognizing a Mercy's falling off the map, so. Oh yeah, I forgot Mercy's back to 40% healing on that too. I've definitely been noticing that in my games where, like, by the way, I want to point out what you're doing right now has been very, very solid. You keep this up, you're gonna climb. I'm serious. You're doing a great job. This has been just like almost like textbook how you would want to like climb through Silver as Zenyatta from a positioning point of view. I still think there's a lot of room for improvement with like how you're gonna hit your left clicks and your right clicks. But like overall, I've been happy with how you've been playing this. I think now the number one thing you can try to improve on is definitely your Zenyatta aim. It's not like you're inaccurate, just I can tell what you're doing is you're hit scanning. And because you're hit scanning, you're missing your shots. Predict your shots. And you'll be in a good spot. At least I think. I'd say predict your shots and you'll be in a good spot. Yeah, like I said, for anybody learning Zen, and especially if you want to like see a Zenyatta in like Silver, and like you're in Silver also, like this is a good example of like what you want to do. You see like this like right click spam playing back. I'll see a lot of players have the tendency to, I always kind of talk about this where you win a team fight, and then every team fight you win, you start to push up further and further. And then eventually you end up in terrible positioning, which gives the team an opportunity to win, and then you lose. So the Zenyatta's been patient back here. Moving up here is fine, but the Zenyatta's on up here, like, just feeding them in a limp. So it's been good play for the Zen. You probably stay around the cart right now, not push too far past. If your teammates back up, you also back up, and then, yeah, you go from there. This is good.
30 seconds.
This is good. Nice shot. See right there what you just did, by the way? If you can get that Zenyatta aim down like that consistently with the understanding of the projectile, then you can carry games as Zen. I'm not even kidding you right now. I love that with Lifeweaver. I hate it when it happens to me, but seeing it happen in games to an Orisa is great. Nice job. Good play. I mean, overall, that was, as much as I want to, like, sit there and be like, oh, like, you got to do this, you got to do that. Like, overall, I thought you played that very, very well. I thought your positioning was good. I thought your usage of your healing orb, for the most part, was pretty good. Don't be afraid to, like, put it on the other DPS if you need to. I thought the usage of your Zenyatta ultimates, for the most part, was pretty good. I think, overall, the number one thing that you can work on right now is just your aim. And I say your aim, like, when people talk about, like, I've had the discussion about aim. I'm not saying your aim is bad. I'm saying that you just need to get used to the projectile speed and the projectile aim. So if you work on your projectile aim and understanding you need to lead your target sometimes, you'll be in a very good spot. And I think that for you is where you'll see that massive amounts of improvement. But yeah, you're doing great. I don't really look at that and go, oh, what are you doing? Like, that was well played. So, yeah. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to all 3 of my YouTubes where we got everyday uploads. A lot of awesome videos on there. If you want to submit your own spectator, we're looking for Season 9 codes. Look in the description below. You'll see my Discord. We also record these live on stream where we've been playing a bunch of ranked and all of that. So you can see below the webcam, that's the Twitch chat. So stop by. We have a lot of fun here. There's also drops right now for like the next few days. Stop by if you haven't. With that being said, hope you have an amazing day/night.